at 172,387 miles. Into the test drive, 147 miles. Hoping that today will be another successful test drive day. Today is November 28th. It's the daytime, so I'm hoping that today is another successful drive. 23 degrees Fahrenheit today, so it is cold. At least the skies are somewhat blue, so it's a bit deceptive, but it is freezing out there. At operating temperature, it's not exactly at the halfway mark, but it's been in a good spot. I'm just happy at least the engine seems to be very solid. Okay, noticed a red flag. I gave it some throttle and it started vibrating a bit aggressively. Hopefully, well, let's see if it happens again. Yeah, you can actually see the RPM doing that thing. It didn't do it just now, but it definitely did a very unusual vibrating, and it was at very low speeds. So that's not good. A very important detail that I forgot to mention is that I need to double check the fluid levels. When I did the drain and the filter clean, technically I only topped up with 4 quarts. Now when I checked the level at the time, it seemed as if it was full, but I double checked about a few miles afterwards and it seemed okay, but I need to check again. That's also something very important that I needed to do, because pretty much I haven't checked the fluid level in excess of 100 miles. So as soon as I get the chance to stop, I'm gonna check that. It seems to be at the right level. Yeah, there. Hopefully you guys can see it. There it is. So it seems to be at the right level. I'll check it again. At 168 miles. Still going. I am noticing some random hiccups. Nothing serious. It will jolt a little bit. I don't know how to explain. It's almost like a type of a grumble sometimes when I'm moving off a stop. But I would classify it as a form of a red flag. Like something is clearly happening. But for example, if I were to step into it now, like she moves. Like with little to no hesitation, she will get up. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's transmission or if that could actually be electrical, like related to spark, or maybe something associated with the air intake as well. That was something I neglected to look into as well, because ever since I've been in possession of the vehicle, I never looked into changing the air filter. I never looked into the what is it called again? I think it's called the mass airflow sensor, into possibly cleaning it and so forth. I've had some experiences with some Nissan Altimas and Maximas in the past, and I remember vividly there were issues where it would even throw a service engine code simply because the mass airflow sensor was contaminated, like literally just some dirt, and that was it. Once I got that cleaned, the code went away like within a few minutes. And I also did notice somewhat of a hesitation in the performance. So not gonna jump to any conclusions. I would still say that all being, so far, overall performance seems reasonable. It's not perfect. It's more than reasonable. See that? 183 miles and counting, still going. Nothing special, nothing crazy, nothing out of the way. Now, I think I got some good news today. I came across a dealership. Let's hope I'm right. Spoke to a guy. He seems to be very familiar with the Muranos, and he was able to tell me the part number for the external filter, and he even confirmed with me that it's located on the driver's side, and apparently it's bolted to the side of the transmission somewhere about, or it's accessible through the driver's side wheel well area. So glad for that info. I'm gonna look it up, and as soon as I get the full details and what the part looks like, I will share it. I'll share it in the video. Here it says genuine automatic transmission filter. The part number is 31726 1XE0A. But that's the original part. $64.64 on this website here. I'm going to look at other sites to see if the same product is sold there, or if there's an aftermarket version as well. But yeah, here it is. That's it. Here's another option. Seems to be available on eBay. I didn't even get the chance to double check if it looks similar, but it's the same part number, 31726 1XE0A, and it says for 07 to 14 Nissan Altima Maxima Murano. This one says $39.99 or best offer. So I will definitely look into this. At 196 miles, almost 200, still going strong. Nothing super strange outside of what I call the erratic behavior sometimes from the RPMs. But other than that, I could step in it and she will move. Watch. We're climbing. Yeah, she moves. While she's moving, it's smooth despite the aged suspension components. I'm on the highway. Roads are relatively very smooth, so it's smooth sailing right now. Inside is quiet, despite many junk I have in the trunk, but feels almost luxury in here. Gradually accelerate, no problem. It's like a little rocket ship. Almost at the 200 mark. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm not happy about this, but let me see if it happens again. No, it didn't happen this time, but I experienced a series of some harsh jerkiness and vibration. It's, I guess you could call it intermittent, if that's the right word. So it's not happening all the time. It's not happening. It happens very randomly, actually. So like I was saying, I have noticed those vibrations, loud. Oh, I guess the best way to describe it is like a thud noise, and it sounds more like it's coming from the driver's side wheel. Either way, I'm gonna take note of it as a red flag. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but in the name of experiment, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do somewhat of a hard launch and see what happens, or rapid acceleration. Is that impressive? I don't know. Attempting a hard launch. Okay, let's call that one a semi-hard launch. There's traffic, obviously. I can't go too far or too fast. But no problems, no hesitation, nothing. Almost too smooth. There's that erratic behavior again. Zero to 40, let's see what happens. Smooth as can be. Zero hesitation, zero slipping, zero grinding, zero noise. Sounded very healthy, actually. I'll attempt another pull right here again. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Well, it's official, guys. The vibrations are here. They're more consistent now. And I'm getting the usual symptoms. The hesitation. I haven't heard any whining noises yet, but let me pull off and you'll see. Hopefully you'll hear it. See, I'm on the gas, and as you can see, it's barely moving. It's barely moving, guys. Now my foot isn't all the way down to the floor. Now when I backed off the gas and engage it little by little, it seems to engage eventually. At 221 miles. She probably didn't like those so-called rapid accelerations that I did not long ago. Now, mind you, she's been driving almost non-stop for the last, I want to say, almost non-stop for 5 hours. I mean, for the typical driver, I want to believe most people aren't doing 5 hours non-stop every day. I mean, it is possible, but yeah, I'm gonna bring her home soon. This does not look good. And it's freezing. I don't want to be stuck out here under those dangerous weather conditions. So that's that. I'm still hopeful. See, lights green, barely moving. Drivers are about to honk at me. All I can do is just pull over somewhere safely. Luckily, I'm not going up an incline like that. Oh, geez. I don't even know what I would do at that point. So this down incline helped a bit. Pretty much getting a little bit of slipping there. So I'm going to show you in real time what I've done in the past to help with situations like this. I would pull over, put her in park, switch off, and start it up back again. And usually, once I engage in drive, typically responds decent enough to at least move away. And I've had to do that repeatedly on one particular night. I think it was a Friday night or Saturday night, and it was horrible. I was in traffic. Okay, I have the green. See? She moves now.
In 600 feet, turn right onto Chicago Avenue.
Yeah, bumpy roads right now.
Turn right onto Chicago Avenue.
Oh. Okay, let's see if she acts up again.
In half a mile, turn left onto South Boulevard.
There's the vibration when I bring the RPM up to like beyond 2000, somewhere about, the vibrations come back. Not always. Yeah, the noise inside the vehicle, that doesn't help with isolating sounds, unfortunately.
Take the next left onto.
Well, Well, guys, approximately 25 miles later, she seems okay now, I guess. But that's because I've been driving moderately, so none of that aggressive high RPM revving. I've been keeping the RPMs low, like around 2000. I have brought it up to, like brought it up to some speed, like 55, 60 miles per hour, but that's all on the highway. And she seems okay, but no high revs. Like I said, keeping the RPMs as low as possible. And I guess the term is coasting. There are times when, if I'm going down any form of incline, I just let it pretty much just coast along rather than actually giving it throttle. Maybe the truth of the matter is, given the circumstances, maybe I should be driving, babying it a little bit, not being aggressive at all with the transmission, right? She's essentially going through a recovery phase, right? Almost like so it does seem to make a lot of sense that I shouldn't be abusing both the engine and the transmission at all. Like pretty much driving in moderate style. I still haven't heard any whining noises, so maybe that's a good thing. 246, not bad in the grand scheme of things. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit down because I did have some high hopes, that things were gonna look really good, but I'm still hopeful because at this rate she still seems okay, and it would be a significant improvement if I could see it go well beyond 300, 350, maybe even 400. If it did see 300 or 350, if I continue to drive it in a moderate manner, in a moderate fashion, then that would seem to suggest to me that the repeated cleaning and so forth seems to be helping. Also, I need to look into getting that secondary filter. I'll find some way to upload a video of me pulling up the actual filter with the part number and so forth. I actually found several sources on the internet that sells it. Without a doubt, she will cross the 300 mile mark by the time we're home, parked up. And I have mixed feelings. Overall, I'm somewhat impressed overall, but I'm also disappointed a bit. But it comes with the test, I guess, with the various observation, diagnoses. And bear in mind, guys, I'm not a mechanic in any way, shape, or form. Zero expertise with any of these things. All that I know is either based on first-hand experience, stuff that I've seen on other videos. Thanks to some of you guys on the very first video I posted, a lot of you gave me some very helpful tips. Actually, it was at least 2 or 3 persons that made mention of that secondary filter in the first video that I did, and that was definitely very helpful information. So I'm very grateful for all of that. But saying all of that to say, this is just me taking some risk and willing to challenge myself, willing to challenge the truck. And here we are, a few hundred miles, several hundreds of miles later. At 303 miles, 172,543 miles in total. She did it. 300 miles. Made it. Essentially made it home. Just a few blocks away. Just gonna park up. We're both tired. She deserves a rest. I deserve some rest. And I look forward to doing another test tomorrow, or maybe the following day. She'll do another 200 or 300 miles. Even if she has some hiccups here and there, I'll greatly appreciate any ounce of improvement.